Well, good day, viewers, and welcome to the Sport Wrap Show. I'm your host, Brian Munango, updating you on the latest sports news. As a Manchester United fan, I can say this weekend was, of course, a very sweet one. Let's go through it together. Starting off with Arsenal losing to Liverpool. That's a very good one to start the weekend off. Manchester City lost once again to Brighton after losing to Spurs. That's another highlight from my weekend. Moria beat Windhoek Gymnasium, a Plataland team that will be playing in the NSSR finals, in the MyZone NSSR finals on Saturday for the first time since 1971. That marks 50 plus years with the team not having played in the MyZone NSSR finals. So on top of all of that, I think the biggest achievement from the weekend in Namibian sports has to be this man, has to be Shasha Peter Shalulile. Well, Peter Shalulile has outscored Siyabonga Nomvete in South Africa, becoming the highest scorer in the PSL. That's the South African Premier League. The Namibian is now the top goal scorer with 130 goals, and he's currently the only active player that you can chase with the score like this. And Siyabonga Nomvete had 129 goals. We all know there was a lot of controversy. They added a few goals later, but at the end of the day, the record was beaten by our Namibian. So now the highest scoring player in South Africa's league is Namibian. So a big shout out to Peter Shalulile for conquering that. And I'm sure there are still a couple of more records that he intends to break with his career at Sundowns. Well, viewers, those are just some of the icebreakers that we had to get out of the way before we start with the show. But for now, let's get right into the hit list. Okay, well, to start off with the hit list, the Central Volleyball Association League concluded this past weekend in the capital city here of Windhoek, where Afrocats were dominant once again, and Nampower also showed prowess in the competition. Maria Dungula, our reporter on duty, who is always committed to making sure that volleyball is covered, was on duty, and these are some of the interviews that he did get for us.
Us is Afrocat ladies coach, Coach C. Coach C, congratulations on the win there against DTS. A very comfortable 3-0. What are your thoughts on that match?
We played a very, I think it's a competitive game. The game was very intense. Looking at how DTS was responding, especially in defense. DTS is so good in defense. So we really fight hard until we change strategies of let us not attack. Maybe we can just dump the ball. But yes, at the end, we managed to win the game 3-0.
Okay, it's been a long season, and to come out on top, how does that feel? And what did you make of the season overall?
I feel so good. One thing I realized is that Afrocat is having a good project, especially on the developments. So year after years, I think we always have good teams. So this is the first year that we complete our league without any transfer from the ladies team. If we are comparing with the male, that players, you see, we are ever starting over. But if you see how the ladies put up the game, it means that the development was very good and well structured. So I'm very proud of them and for the whole club.
Okay, I know, Coach C. Thank you so much for your time and congratulations once again on the win.
Thank you very much.
Joining us is DTS captain Snyman. Captain Snyman, a tough loss there to Afrocat in the final. What are your thoughts on that match?
Yes, I mean, we knew it was going to be a tough one, and we gave it our all, and I think we gave them a good competition. But yeah, in the end, our margin of error was just too much, and they won the game. But overall, I'm very happy with our performance.
Right, I mean, you are still the runners up in the season. What did you make of the season? How has it been?
Oh, it has been really interesting. We've put a few development players in, so we're really trying to grow the sport and grow the team. And I think everyone is just so, for the love of the sport, there's really a lot of passion, and that really makes it easy. You want to do it as much as possible.
Yeah, no, Coach Snyman, thank you so much for your time and congratulations on the silver medal. Joining us is Coach Dian, DTS coach. Coach, a tough loss to Afrocat. What did you make of that match?
It was the match to win. We beat them in the first half of the season. Actually, they were very strong. We came back from a 2-0 down and we beat them 3-2. And I told my girls this will be our hardest game for the season because I saw these girls. They're very energetic. They're very skilled. The skill level is a bit high. They deserve this win. I think they work hard. We worked very hard for this season. We lost a lot of players. They went to the Premier League to play for other teams. So we had to make deal with whatever. So we had a lot of beginners and a lot of youngsters coming in. And today we fought out, especially the last two sets. We came in, with range of winning it, and then we just couldn't push it through. Last year we came third, so on the upside of it, second place not too bad, but all of us, we want to be the victors, have the crown. It's a sad day, but it's not over yet. We're going for NVF Cup, where we played two top teams in the regions, play against each other, and then we see who can go through to the Premier League. So we still top two. We still can do it. We still have a lot of work to do. We need to recruit one or two more players to make it better for us in the NVF Cup, plus if we want to move to Premier League. But for now, I want to say thank you to the girls. They put in the work for the year. I tried my best. Unfortunately, our two coaches, they're out of work, out of town, and they assisted me a lot. Stix Ngwaza and Donald Joyce. This time around, for the last couple of games, it could not be here. But it's no excuse. Still, I think the girls did their best. And from here, we have to start work for the NVF Cup.
Okay, I know. Coach Dian, thank you so much for your time and all the best for the NBF Cup. Joining us is Anna Kadira, captain of Africa Ladies. Anna Kadira, you won the title of the CBA League. How does that feel?
It feels good. Especially me being a captain, we won against DTS, which was like a hectic game. And we won 3-0, which was like kind of like fun and it was hectic. Now it's a good sign for us to go for NVF Cup. We're going to win the NVF Cup, hopefully, and then here we come. And yeah, this feels good. See, be a captain, no? Yeah.
Okay.
Feels good, yeah.
Right. How has the season been for Africa Ladies?
In the previous season, they were our first competitor in the first season, and then we lost against them because they won 3-2. Yeah. Then now this season we trained so hard, ne? We trained so hard so that we can just beat them 3-0, 3-2, 3-0, for us to have a clear winning, clear trophy, clear medals, everything. Yeah.
Huge congratulations to Afrocat ladies for coming out victorious on top there, winning the match 3-0. And DTS definitely did show up and try and compete, but Afrocat just proved to be a little bit too strong. Well, moving on to our second story, the Namibian Netball Association hosted trials this past weekend for the men and the women's team to announce the national teams, and the teams were announced earlier today, but we do have some footage from the coaches to just tell us how the trials were going and how the selections went.
Joining us is Demarin Desejos, Coach Julian Meyer. Coach Julian, please tell our viewers what's happening here today.
So we gathered here. We've got 45 players here that has been nominated by the high performance coaches in the country that is going to trial out for the Celtic Cup, which will be hosted in Glasgow, Scotland, where the team selected this weekend will be going up against Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales, Uganda and Zimbabwe. That same team will then transfer down to Lilongwe to go and play in the Africa Cup in Malawi 7 days later. And there we've been pooled with Uganda again, Zimbabwe, Kenya, and then with the playoff. So for the next 3 days, they've just completed their fitness testing and we're about to start the trials. And for the next 3 days, there's going to be 22 rounds of trials. And we're going to select the best possible players that is available for us after this weekend.
Okay, Coach Julian, like you say, they've completed their fitness test. What are your thoughts on the test, on the players' fitness after their test?
Obviously, some players are looking excellent, so I'm looking forward to see how they translate onto their trial play and their systems onto court. Some of them, obviously, I'm a bit disappointed in how they did in their fitness testing, but that's the nature of the game, and we've got 10 weeks to go where we can get them up to standard and to where we actually want them and need them to be to play against the top 10 in the world.
Okay, no, Coach Julie, thank you so much for your time.
Big pleasure, man.
Good afternoon. I'm Coach Terry, the head coach of the male Namibian Desert Stallions, the team. You know what? We're having quite a very good turnout, way better than expected from last year. Last year we had about plus minus about 10 to 15, but now, in contrast, I think there will be at least a good 30 to 40 people. And I think on Thursday, there's a very good turnout. And we're hoping to let me see, what is it? To have a good scout of talented players that we can enforce a good, strong team. Yeah.
Okay, Coach Terry, just please tell our viewers what the trials are for. Maybe, those at home that do not know.
Yes. Okay.
what is it
So we're hosting our trials now. This is for the upcoming for the Africa Cup. It's going to be hosted in Malawi in December. So we're hosting it already early enough so we can have a selected group of people that we can target on and try to fine tune them in preparation for the SADC Cup. The other nations, they're already in camp. They're hosting the test series. And in contrast, we're quite very late already as is. But yeah, hopefully I think we can catch up and be ready in time for the cup.
Right, but Coach Terry, thank you so much for your time.
It's
and
a
all the
pleasure.
best.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Hey everyone, you can catch Chill Sessions every Saturday on NTV at 7 p.m. Chill Sessions is the show where we take you in and around the country, counting down the trending music videos for the week. You don't want to miss out.
Well, this past weekend was very busy in the capital city of Windhoek with the MyZone NSSU semi-finals that took place at the Hage Geingob Stadium. A lot of rugby matches were played. To be exact, around 18 games were played with teams going through all the way to the finals, and the finals are expected to take place this weekend at the Hage Geingob Stadium. These are, of course, the MyZone NSSU Super League finals. Very excited for these ones. But in our two highlight matches that we did have on the weekend that took place on Saturday, we had the match between Windhoek Gymnasium and Moria, and also the match between Windhoek High School, which was pretty exciting. Having a look at how the games went down, Windhoek High School, of course, took on Tsumeb Gymnasium, and we have both highlight packages for you. So sit back and relax, and let's look at the highlights from the MyZone NSSU Super League.
Welkom by ons hoogtepunte van hierdie onder 19 Superliga semifinaal tussen Samsung Windhoek Hoërskool en Compact Tsumeb Gymnasium. Dit was VHS wat al hulle wedstryde hierdie seisoen gewen het, onoorwonde bo aan die puntelys geëindig het, en hulle speel dan in die semifinaal teen span nommer 4 Tsumeb Gymnasium. Tsumeb wat eerste die 3 punte aangeteken het met 'n strafdoel daar deur Carlo Lacante, of althans FV voorie gewees, en hierso was die eerste 3 wat VHS gedruk het deur die skramskakel Dominic Isaacs om sy span sy aanslag van stapel te stuur, en dan daar die eerste skop, suksesvolle skop gewees deur die loskakel McRain van Wyk. McRain van Wyk wat ook hierdie jaar nou maar weer onder 18 verteenwoordig het. Pieter Jan Strydom, niemand voor hom daar, so nie, maklike 3, en Windhoek Hoërskool wat 'n greep begin kry het op hierdie wedstryd. McRain van Wyk se doelskop wat tussen die pale deur was, en hulle telling wat daarmee aangegroei het tot 15-3. Dit was ook die telling waarmee hulle 'n rustyd voorgeloop het. Windhoek Hoërskool se voorspelers wat hard gewerk het, 'n redelike uitdaging gehad het van Tsumeb af in hierdie wedstryd. Hierso Ethan Sinden daarso met die rooi skrampet, die nommer 13 center, net nie betyds om daai 3 te druk nie. Gejaag die skoppie daarso, daar sien ons dan rustyd 15 punte teenoor 3, waarmee Windhoek Hoërskool met rustyd voorgeloop het teen Tsumeb. Charles Solier het later die skopwerk oorgeneem nadat FV Fourie die veld verlaat het. Sy skop was tussen die pale deur daarso, suksesvol gewees. En hierso sien ons dan Praise Kamonga, die slot van Windhoek Hoërskool wat val op die voorvoet plaas, opgetel deur die hakker, Karel Lou, en uiteindelik die flank wat die bal in die hande gekry het en die 3 gedruk het was Isaiah Kazondowi. Hy het die bal dan van sy ander flankmaat Lorenzo Awasep af gekry en Makrijn van Wyk se doelskop, die was ook tussen die pale deur. Caleb Buys wat as 'n plaasvervanger opgekom het vir William Bekus. Hy het hierso van die afskop af dwars deur gehardloop, een aangee wat nodig was vir Isaiah Kazondowi se volgende 3. En BAS wat sy greep behou het op hierdie semifinaal. Makrijn van Wyk weer eens suksesvol met sy doelskop gewees. Tsumeb het nooit regtig gaan lê nie. Hierso 'n sterk loopie deur hulle slot, Willem Nel. Tsumeb wat maar na sy sterkpunte toe gespeel het, sy voorspelers, en hierdie bal ongelukkig op die doellyn verloor het. En Makrijn van Wyk wat daar so 'n bietjie in die moeilikheid beland het, maar hierso was 'n loopie waar hulle die fluitjie uiteindelik geblaas. Hulle het nie hierso gehoor dat die fluitjie geblaas het nie. Dit is 'n mooi beweging daar tussen Dominic Isaacs en Pieter Jan van Lille en Caleb Buys, maar dit was nie een van die 3 in die wedstryd gewees nie. Hierso ingestorm deur een van WAS se agterspelers en uitgekom hierso na Kazondowi toe en hy gee vir die vleuel Caleb Buys en hy duik oor in die hoekie vir sy 3. Wonderlike oomblik vir die jong vleuel in sy eerste semifinaal van die onder 19 Superliga van die NSSU geborg deur MyZone. So volgende Saterdag dan is dit die finaal tussen Windhoek Hoërskool en OK Foods Moria. Ons sien uit om vir julle daai wedstryd te bring. Dit behoort 'n baie geskiedkundige en ook 'n baie opwindende wedstryd te wees. Tot dan, groete van my Andrew Poelman en die res van die NTV span.
So kyk eers, ons gesels 'n bietjie met Pieter Jan, hy is kaptein van Windhoek Hoërskool. Pieter, Moria in die finals, sê my bietjie, is dit 'n skok vir julle of is dit iets wat julle verwag het?
Ja nee, dit was 'n groot skok geweest. Ek kan sê Moria het baie goed uitgekom. Ons het die game so klein bietjie gekyk. Hulle het baie goed uitgekom. Ongelukkig het Gim nou nie gekry nie. Hulle het goed gespeel, Gim. En ja, ek wil net sê dankie vir die boys. Dankie vir Tsumeb wat hulle uitgekom het om teen ons te kom speel. Was baie lekker geweest, baie harde game geweest, maar verder ja. Dankie vir die boys.
Okay, julle het een wedstryd oor. Dis die final. Julle seisoen mooi gespeel, niks verloor nie. Hoe belangrik is dit vir julle om dieselfde momentum te carry tot by die finals teen Moria wat laas 50 jaar terug in die finals was?
Dit beteken vir my regtig baie. Soos teen Moria, Moria is baie harde span. Ek sien nogal uit vir die game. Het gaan nie 'n maklike game wees nie. Dit gaan 'n klipharde game wees. Maar dankie vir Moria en dankie vir Tsumeb hulle so harde kompetisie gee vir ons. En verder ja.
Okay. Geluk met die wen en ons sien julle volgende week.
Hartstikke baie dankie hoor.
Okay, cool. Sien julle volgende week, bro. So those were the highlights of the match between Windhoek High School and Tsumeb Gymnasium, with Windhoek High School progressing to the final and they'll be taking on Moria. We'll play the Moria highlights for you tomorrow as we have almost run out of time for the show, but we do have a package of some of the greatest tries that we did see at the MyZone NSSU semi-finals. So brace yourselves and let's enjoy some good tries of the NSSU semi-finals.
onderskep hierso deur MNK Gertse, die bal gaan van hom regwip op pad doellyn toe, gaan hy genoeg spasie hê. Uitstekende 3 deur Salomon Swartboy.
Hulle agter lank gewag daaraan, hoog gerank, seker gemaak hierdie keer. Dis Nyambe aanvanklik vasgevat, maar toe nie. As hy binne senter en hy gaan onder die paal deurduik. Die binne senter nommer 12 van die Duinesig, Dave Nyambe.
Die nommer 7 wat al op die voorvoet geplaas het hierso in die hande van Danilo Potgieter wat 'n dwarskoppie gee. En in die hande gekry deur die heel agter Rylan Simpson wat gaan afrond. Nou vinnig deur die hande hier deur Windhoek Gimnasium, Joshua Bok. Ja, Haker Fulcher. Hy het opsies links en regs seker. Maar hy gaan self deurbreek en groot toejuiging van die skare op die Haggie Geingob stadion. Declan Fulcher wat sy Daniel Steinberg loskakel daar in die nou die nommer 11 hier wat is met 'n sterk loopie kom vir Paresis. Uitstekende werk. Uitstekende 3 wat hy gaan druk vir Paresis. Almal 'n bietjie terug gespeel. Farenzel Kloete nou met 'n dwarskop hier na die diskant toe wat wip reg vir Farenzel Kloete. Klop al die verdedigers voor hom en sy tweede 3 in die wedstryd. En nou Christo van Rooyen, hy is nog steeds in die hardloop. Hy gaan vir hulle weg hardloop dalk, steek vas en in die hoekie gaan hy oor. 'n Mooi 3 vir Christo van Rooyen. Vinnige linkervleuel hierso van Windhoek Affies. Ook 'n goeie atleet. Adrian van der Westhuizen. Sterk loopie deur hom. Hastige speler. Gaan hy genoeg spoed hê en genoeg spasie hê. Sy 4de 3 in hierdie wedstryd. Uitblinker in hierdie wedstryd. Uit sy eie helfgebied uit. Ver gehardloop. Keisregter is tevrede. Hy laat die spel aangaan. Sergio Pamplin. En hy vind ondersteuning. En is nommer 14, Silva David.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with rugby news first. It is the Women's World Cup that is taking place at the moment, that is in England, and a good result for South African women's team. They beat Italy by 29 points to 24. That's good enough then for them to qualify for the quarterfinals that will be played on the weekend on the 13th and the 14th of September. So that was in Group D that they played. Another game in Group D was France that beat Brazil by 84 points to 5. France also through to the quarterfinals. Some of the other results, New Zealand, they beat Japan by 62 points to 19. It is New Zealand and Ireland that will go through in their group in Group C. And it is the USA that drew their game against Australia, 31 points all. And then it is the host England, a great result for them, a convincing win against Samoa of 92 points to 3. Moving on to soccer news, English Premier League and defending champions Liverpool, they played against Arsenal over the weekend. That was on Sunday, the big game, and it is Liverpool that beat Arsenal at home by 1-0. They're the only team that's unbeaten after 3 rounds now, that's Liverpool. They've got 9 league points. Other results from the weekend, Tottenham Hotspur, they lost at home 1-0 against Bournemouth, and then it was Brighton that beat Manchester City at home by 2-1. Also Manchester United back on winning ways, beating Burnley at home, and that was by 3-2. Also in English Premier League, it is transfer news. It is Liverpool that confirmed that they agreed terms with Newcastle United for the striker Alexander Isak, and he will do medicals at Liverpool on Monday. It is reported that it will be for a British transfer record of £125 million. That equates to $169 million US, so lots of money paid for Alexander Isak. Moving on to Formula One racing news, it was the Dutch Grand Prix over the weekend at Zandvoort, and it was again Oscar Piastri that won. He's dominating with his teammate in McLaren, and it was unfortunately his teammate Lando Norris that had a mechanical failure, so he couldn't finish the race. So in second position, Max Verstappen in his Red Bull, and then in third position, Isaac Hadjar, and it is the first time that he's on the podium. And at the moment in the points table, it is Oscar Piastri leading on 309 points. It is Norris 275. Closing off today's international sports news with tennis news, the US Open that continues, and the big news on the men's side of the draw is that veteran Novak Djokovic, he's 38 years old, is into the last 8 of the US Open in New York, and he beat Jan-Lennard Struff by 6-3, 6-3 and 6-2 to advance to the last 8. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day. We talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.